great to see you, man. I was trying to remember, when was the last time you and I spoke?
I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
It was probably about my album Melodrama, but yeah, it's been a couple years.
because I was going to say, wasn't it, were we just coming out? Because I know I talked to you during the pandemic,
Yes.
and it might have been the first time. And then we talked, I think it was just getting out of the pandemic.
Yes.
So before we get into what we're going to talk about, how was your head during the pandemic, not just personally, but musically, professionally?
Yeah, great question. It was personally, I think it was worse than professionally, surprisingly. I think it was just really hard not seeing people and having this like fear of other people. It just feels like such a weird it's just like a weird thing to like have to train your brain to like usually I'm a very like outgoing friendly person. I love m meeting people and you know and then to have this like physical mask barrier between you and everybody around you, it's just like yeah, it was very bizarre and it took a toll on me mentally, I think for sure. Professionally though, it was actually ironically a really good thing for me because I was able to shift a lot of my business to just doing production work. And so I had this period of time where I was producing a ton of different artists all over the world. And um, we entered this period of time where the place you lived didn't matter as much because everybody was doing Zoom sessions. So I was working with people like in England and all over the States that like it would be hard to get sessions with today unless I went there. But because everyone was online, it didn't matter that I live in Edmonton, Alberta, which is kind of no man's land in terms of the music industry. So it was good for that, I would say.
It's funny because something must have worked right because this is where I get to say congratulations
Thank you.
because something happened with the music that you released next. What happened there, man?
Yeah, so this record that I put out last year just recently was nominated for Adult Contemporary Album of the Year at the 2024 Juno Awards. Thank you.
Congratulations on that, man. Where were you when you found out you got the nomination?
I was right here in my home studio. My wife came running through that door behind me and was just like, "You're a Juno nominee!" And she's like coming up on 8 months pregnant right now. So hearing her run down the stairs, I'm like, "Uh-oh. Like, is the toilet clogged? Did something spring a leak? Do I have to run up there and put a fire out or something?" But it was just her excitement to come tell me that I was nominated, and I meant to watch the announcement awards, but I thought they were in the evening, but they actually were first thing in the morning, so I
Morning.
completely missed it. I had no idea. She had just seen it on come up on Twitter or something, and she managed to click on it right when they were announcing my award, so it was kind of perfect timing.
Congratulations on that, man. What's the project? What's the album that you were nominated for? What's it called? And what's the music about? How's it representing you?
Yeah, so the project's called To Be Loved Volume 1, and I actually love that it was my wife who told me it was nominated because the entire album's about her. It was just kind of a collection of songs that I just wrote about like her and just how awesome she is and how much of a incredible person she is to have in my life. So it was just like the fact that it was her to tell me it was nominated was just like the icing on top.
What is this, man? You got some Disney life going on here? I mean, you're going to be a dad soon. She sees that. It's music that's supposed to be about her. Like, what the heck? Like, where did you get such good vibes from?
Oh man, thank you. I don't know, man. I'm just doing my thing and showing up every day and whatever facets of my life I've got going on. And yeah, it's been I mean it's funny because um people will hear this side of the story, but they don't hear the side where I'm like, showing up in the studio every day when there's nothing happening and I feel like what am I doing with my life? And were my parents right this whole time that I should have become a doctor and not done music? Like, that I would say that's where I spend the most of my mental time is in that place. And then something like this happens, and then I get like a little momentary like boost, and it's like, oh man, everything's great. This is awesome. And so this is definitely like you're catching me at a peak right now. So, but
I love it, man.
usually I'm not this optimistic, but
I love it. I love it. So, what are the plans? Halifax, as we speak, we're literally talking about a week or so away. What are the plans right now, man? I mean, are you? Uh, can your wife come, even though she's pregnant? Are you going to do any performances there, or are you just going to be down there and just cross fingers and wait and see what happens?
yeah, basically, as of right now, so she's not coming, unfortunately. She
Oh,
has no desire to sit in an airplane, and I don't blame her.
oh.
It's a pretty funny enough, even considering that it's in Canada, it is such a pain to get to Halifax from where I live.
Don't
Uh,
talk about just the flight. It's just the expense and everything else too. Don't get me started with that.
I'll put it this way, it cost me just as much to get to Halifax as I paid to get to London, England in November.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
I mean, it's something you got to do, but it sucked. I was like, and I also had to I have to fly my manager out from Nashville. So he's meeting me there as well. And, his flight was more than mine. So definitely, definitely, crazy expense, but it's worth it, I think. I'm playing Juno Fest while I'm there. So I've got a performance, the next day I land on the 22nd. And we're just, going to a lot of different events. There's so many different parties
yeah.
and networking mixers, and then obviously the two award shows, red carpets. Like I doubt that I'll have much downtime at all. And I'm going for 4 days, and I feel like it's just gonna completely fly. So
Yeah, no, it definitely will, man. I'm so happy for you. I'm
thank you.
so happy that all this worked out the way it did. After the Junos, what are the plans for the rest of 2024?
Yeah, so
Other than, of course, being a dad.
yes, that's the biggest one. I'm taking a little bit of a hiatus in May because we're due May 18th, and just gonna try to be there and support in that period. And but other than that, I'm actually working on To Be Loved Volume 2 right now, which is awesome, and I love it. And the songs that I have from it so far, I'm like, this is shaping up to be a lot better than Volume 1. So I'll start putting songs out from that record in May. The first single actually is going to be the name of my daughter. And we haven't even told anybody the name of our daughter yet. So that's going to be like a name reveal slash this is a song about, you know, my newborn child. And I think that's like a really cool way to kick it off. And I think it'll mean a lot to her when she's older and can understand what that means. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, and then I'm playing a lot of shows this summer and the whole nine yards. And I'm hoping that this Juno experience also will lead to a lot of things as well.
I love that, man. When she's a teenager and she's yelling at you, you don't understand me. You turn around, I wrote a song about you.
Probably multiple by then. Definitely.
Just curious, man. Because your wife isn't going to be there, it's funny. I started thinking about Rocky 2,
Yeah.
where, of course, when Adrian couldn't be there because of her pregnancy and having the child and everything, and
Yes.
Rocky winning the world championship, he says, Adrian, I did it. Are you going to do one of those?
I probably will. I was actually telling her I might FaceTime her as my award category comes up, and if I win, she'll kind of technically be there with me. So I might do that and see.
Uh,
It would be cool to win with her on FaceTime.
well, my fingers are crossed for you, man, because either way, win or lose, the rest of your career will always start with the words Juno and then whatever else after. Nobody
Right,
can take that away from you.
definitely.
So, look, man, have a great experience. Congratulations. And my fingers are definitely crossed for you. I will see you down there in Halifax. So,
Amazing.
I'll see you at some point, whether it be in the press room or the
Awesome.
red carpet. We'll definitely talk in person.
It'll be great to meet you in person. Thank you so much.